Finally, the last thing that sin does is it separates us from the Father. And that's a big thing. Notice, now please, again, if this is your first time with me tonight, you can commit 100 billion mortal sins. There is nothing you'll ever do to make God stop loving you. Nothing. God will never stop loving you. Ever. Now, let's say we're not in Erie, because the sun shines 3 days a year in Erie. But in other places, I was in San Francisco the other day, the sun doesn't shine much more down there, but the sun was out the 5 days I was there. And the sun was beaming down. Now, I can't sit there and say, hey, sun, I was bad today, you better not shine on me. The sun can do nothing else but shine. I can hide from the sun, I can put an umbrella over my head, but the sun doesn't stop shining. When we sin, God does not stop loving you. He's doing everything in His power. Do you realize that God does everything in His power as God to save you? What He's going to do tonight is everything He has. He dies. He has nothing left to give. He does everything in His power as God to save you. But it's still your decision. He'll never force His love on you. You have to receive it. You have to tell Him you're sorry. You have to go running back to Him. But He'll never stop loving you. And see, it's only that when you finally come to know that you're loved and you enter into a relationship of love that you and I will ever stop sinning. Again, I used to tell my prep kids, gentlemen, later on in life, you would never go and commit adultery on your wife, would you? No, Father. How could you even say that? And I says, what'll keep you from committing adultery on your wife? It's a rule. You shall not commit adultery. No. Well, why won't you commit adultery? Because I love my wife. I wouldn't want to hurt her. Ding, 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 ding. What should keep us from sinning is knowing that God loves me and I love Him back and I don't want to hurt Him. Not because, well, I don't want to go to hell someday. If you stop sinning just because you don't want to go to hell, who are you loving? Yourself. Just another way to love yourself. Let's see another way I can make God do what I want. Okay, I won't do this because I don't want you to get mad at me, God. It's still selfishness. It's still about you. It's still about me. The only thing that will really stop us from sinning is when I know that I'm loved, that I don't want to hurt Him anymore. And again, years ago that became real on me. When here I am, I'm a Pittsburgher, right? And I talk about yins. You heard me say this already. Well, when I was in high school seminary, one of my friends called me on the phone and they says, hey, Larry, what? Why don't you come up to the farm? He had a farm up in East Troy, New York. I says, I don't want to go to a farm. He said, come on, you'll like it. You think so? So I got in a bus, I went up to East Troy, and he had a dairy farm. He had to learn how to shovel manure and, milk cows. Anybody here milk a cow? How many cow milkers we have here? Oh, there was more in San Francisco than there was here. Anyway, so here I am, and they're learning how to milk cows. Now, when you're learning to milk a cow, it's not a very pretty thing. They're coming, they're eating, and they're laying down sometimes as they're eating, and they're urinating and crapping behind it in the trough, and their tail's laying in it. And you got to get them to stand up so you can put those things on them so you can get all the milk out. And as you get them to stand up and you put underneath them, their tail goes and slaps you in the face, filled with the urine and manure. It's really disgusting. But I want you to think about this next time you're drinking milk. So here I am, and I'm trying to milk this one cow one night, and you have to milk cows every 6 hours, 6 in the morning, 6 at night, or 12 hours, whatever it is, every 12 hours. And so we went and we're doing the evening milking. One night we're going to do the milking, and one of the cows is missing. We'll call her Betsy. I don't know if that's really her name. It's a true story. I do not make my stories up. True story. Betsy, we'll call her. I don't know if that was her name, though. But she was supposed to have a calf, so he said, you're supposed to have a calf, we better go find her. So we walk a mile and a half out in the pasture, and we found Betsy. Betsy just had a beautiful baby bull calf. He was all black, except for a little white mark underneath his neck. Huh? He was all black, except for a little white mark underneath his neck. Please explain it to the person next to you. Anyway, so here I am. And I said, how nice, huh? I wish I could have saw him be born, but I didn't. And he's already walking around. I said, now what do we do? He said, we have to get the cow and the mother back, the bull and its mother back to the barn. I said, how do we do that? And he says, let's try to push the cow, and the little bull calf will follow. Or pushing the cow, hitting the cow just going moo, nothing would happen. And he sits there and says, okay. I said, now what? He said, we're going to have to carry the calf. I said, well, go ahead. He goes, why don't you do it, Larry? I've done it a lot. I'm not carrying no calf. He said, come on. And I'm a dumb Pittsburgher. I said, okay, sure. And the way you're supposed to carry a calf is pick it up like this. I don't know. I said, well, how do I do that? He said, did you ever see the picture of the Good Shepherd? I said, why, sure. He said, well, bend down. I'll put the bull calf over your neck. So I bent down, and he picked up this little bull calf, and he put it over my neck, and his head, his hair, and his tail's there, and I pick him up, and I start walking towards the barn, mile and a half back to the barn. And as I'm walking, this bull calf did not like being 6.5 feet high in the air. And as I'm carrying this bull calf, he's fidgeting, and he's mooing, and he's trying to get down. And I'm holding on to him, he's going, moo, 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 and he's shaking, but I would hold on to that thing real tight, and I would not let that bull calf go. He's going, moo, 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 and he's shaking all the more, but again, I would not let go of that bull calf, and I'm halfway back to the barn, and all of a sudden, I felt a little trickle on the side of my neck. This little trickle became a gushing liquid. This gushing liquid, this little bull calf was urinating all over me. Do you think I let go of that bull calf? No, I'm wet anyway. Got into my hair, got into my mouth. I had a white t-shirt on. It suddenly became bright yellow. And I thought, okay, I'm halfway there now. I get back to the barn. I throw the bull calf down. The bull calf kind of looks back at me and goes, moo, with a little smirk on its face. I wanted to have veal that night for dinner, but they wouldn't let me. Veal's baby calf. Again, explain it to the person next to you. Anyway, so I had to go take a shower. I was hoping to take a shower, but I couldn't take a shower. I had to take a bath. Now, I don't know if you've ever been urinated on and then have to go take a bath. But here I go to take a bath, and there wasn't even any Mr. Bubble there. And as I go into this bathtub, here I am laying, don't imagine me naked in the bathtub. It's not a pretty sight. So here I am. I told you not to imagine it. Now you got to go to confession for sure. So here I am in the bathtub, no Mr. Bubble, and as I'm laying there in the bathtub, this yellow stuff is floating at the top of the bathtub. Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. You think it's disgusting, you should have been in there. And as I'm sitting there in this tub full of water and urine, I had a revelation. And it was God, and he says, hey, Richards. That's what he says to me when he wants to teach me something. I say, yes, God. He said, you know what that bull calf just did to you? Yes, God, thank you very much. I'm sitting in it. That's what you do to me every time you sin. Oh, God, why do you tell me these things? You see, because I just want to see sin as, oh, yeah, I took another cookie out of the cookie jar. Sorry, God. I know you really don't mean it. But sin, see, Jesus is the Good Shepherd. The day we come to him at baptism or the day we give our lives to him, this Good Shepherd picks us up and he puts us on his shoulders. And the only thing he wants is to get us home to heaven. That's all he wants. And we sit there and say, let me down, get me down, I'll do it this way, I want to do it, let me down. And we do our business on God. But God never lets us go unless we say, I don't want you in my life anymore, God. He understands when we fall in sin, unless we reject him, then he'll give us our will.